welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is a really exciting one for me. I finally placed my first kbeauty haul. So I have so much stuff here, so much. So I ordered this all from YesStyle. It finally came in. It was actually 2 orders, but I waited for both of them to come in. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over everything that I picked up. We're gonna do a full face of kbeauty, and I'm just gonna kind of give my first impression thoughts on all of these products. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stick around. And with all of that, let's just get started. I really don't even remember what I picked up because it's been a little bit of time. So let's just go over all of these products. All right, so I'm fairly confident that I made sure to get enough of a full face, but I'm just gonna clip my hair back first. I'm not gonna pull you in just because we're gonna be going over the products and swatches, etc. So I don't want you too close. It's hard to show off the product. The first thing I do remember that I got is this sunscreen. So YesStyle actually gave this to me for free. This is the Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Moisture Airyfit Daily Sunscreen with SPF 50. So it is unscented and it's supposed to be non-greasy velvet finish. I do actually just prefer a matte finish or a semi-matte finish to my sunscreen. I know a lot of people really like the glow to their sunscreen. I don't. I feel like it makes me look super greasy. I look over it because a lot of sunscreens are very, very glowy. So I overlook it if I'm wearing makeup that day. But if I'm not wearing makeup, I just don't like it. I just feel like my face looks so glowy. So I'm gonna give this a shot, and maybe this can be one that I wear on just no makeup days. And everything else I did purchase with my own money. This was the only thing they sent to me for free. So I figured I would apply this, kind of looks like this. And then while it's sinking in, go over all the items because I think that I have just like multiple blushes. I'm not gonna put every single blush on. Bronzer, I know I picked up a few eyeshadow palettes, so I can't put everything on my face, but I'll at least do what I can the most. And this does feel pretty nice. It is unscented. I like that a lot. Kind of go down my chin here. So I'm gonna let this sink in and just put my glasses back on so I can actually read the names of all of these products. And let's just dive in, and then we can also make sure I have enough to do everything. So I picked up quite a few blushes. I have 3 here so far. So 2 of these are the Juicy Pink blushers. I have one I think is, I've seen everyone talk about. Everyone's been doing kbeauty hauls, and that's what inspired me to do this. I saw Teresa's Dead do one. I saw Morgan Turner do one. And that's really what pushed me to just pick up a bunch of products. So I've seen everyone talk about this blush here, and I wanted to give it a shot. I picked up other blushes. This is from the same brand, but this is the Jelly Blusher, which is also really cute. So it feels very jelly-like. I mean, does say Jelly Blusher. This is the shade, let's see, BE02. I'll put prices of everything up on the screen. I don't really feel like looking right now. This is like a really nice velvety matte texture. I'm not expecting anything to be too pigmented here. That's kind of like the aesthetic of kbeauty, but this is really pretty. It kind of feels, you know, circa 2016. This was like all the rage. Kind of reminds me of the Stila Heaven's Hue highlights, if you've ever used any of those. And then let's, if I can open this, kind of look at this one. This kind of just looks like a nail polish bottle, which is interesting. And we'll see how much I like this. I don't know if I'm gonna go for this one. This one has like a little rogue brush hair sticking out of it. I don't know if you can even see it. I'll just cut that later. It's not a big deal. But I think that the bottle's cute. And then let's just shear this out. So this is the little blusher here. This is the shade CR02. So let's just see what these look like. And then I couldn't resist this one. This is the ETUDE Heart Cookie Blusher in the shade Toffee. I've been trying to get like less pinky blushes, I think, if I remember correctly, and more just, this is so cute. It's a, oops, it's a little heart, and then you open it and it looks like a cookie, and it even has like this little velour puff in here. I like that a lot. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna use yet. We're gonna go through it all and then make some decisions. Let's see what else is in here. So I think that I have a few eyeshadow palettes. Start with that. So 3 of them, if there's nothing else. But these are all from Peri Para, and I picked up just different shades because I couldn't make a decision, and it's tough when they're just so affordable. Let me just open them all up. We can see what they look like. So the 3 that I have are Muted Rose, which looks like this. These are a little bit smaller than I was thinking, but that's okay. I don't mind a small eyeshadow palette, and the packaging is really pretty. So I really like that one. This one is Fall Acorn Get Bathed in Autumn Sunshine. It's a very long specific name. Just a very more neutral brown versus the more rosy tones. And then the 3rd one is Whisper of Milky Spring. I'll take Mood palette. I don't know. And then this one's just more peachy. So I think for the video, I kind of just want to use the Beautiful Rose. This one's the prettiest to me. I like just more of these cooler tones here. So I'm gonna set that one aside, and trust me, there's plenty more. I have a highlight. Okay, let's try and make this a little bit more efficient. So highlighter, this is a contour, bronzer, makeup base. Ooh, I'm gonna open this because this I remember I purchased because Lauren May Beauty bought it, and she picked this up on her haul, and I just thought it looked super pretty. This is the I'm Uni Watery Rose makeup base. So maybe I'll apply that right now since my sunscreen's kind of had a couple minutes to sit, and we'll just kind of get this moving. The sunscreen did set down really nice. Like, it's still sticky. I can tell it's a sunscreen, but it's not as glowy. Right now I'm using the Drunk Elephant sunscreen, and that one's really, really glowy. I'm not a huge fan of it. Every time I don't wear makeup, I have to set it with a powder. And this is very interesting. It looks very silicone, and it does smell very rose if you don't like that. Hopefully this wasn't too much. Let's just see. I'm not sure what the claims of this are, but it just looked really pretty, so that's why I wanted to get it. And this was definitely too much. And I always forget when I do these videos that I already did my brows because I know I didn't have a brow product. So hopefully I didn't just mess that up. All right, so let's go through the rest of this while now this kind of sets and sits down. It is really nice. I don't mind it. I really like the texture. It kind of gave me similar thoughts to the Huda Beauty Silicone Jam Primer, the new one that came out. I did want to purchase that. I never actually did because I don't need another primer. I didn't need that primer, but I did want that Huda Beauty one. So I'm glad I kind of picked that one up. But let's get back to this. So I'm going to try and sort these just so, this is an eyeshadow, just so this can go a little bit quicker here. Lips, another blush, and tint. Okay, so I purchased this, talking about Lauren May Beauty. I purchased this one because of Teresa is Dead. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of K-beauty hauls as of recent, and it suckered me and it worked on me. I don't know what to say. That's the reason that they post those videos. But this looks like a really nice tint. This is the Klairs Illuminating Supple Blemish Cream. And I think it's supposed to be like a very lightweight kind of coverage. I don't think it's supposed to do anything special, but that's okay. This does have SPF 40 in it, 1 ounce, 1.41 fluid ounces. And yeah, it's supposed to say, you look so wonderful just the way you are, be natural. So I'm not expecting much from this. Let's see if we can see even how much of a tint there is. There is a tint, so it's not completely clear. Hopefully it's not too light. We'll find out. This is the last blush that I picked up. I've just been in a blush mood. I finally caught up to the blush trend. I'm a little bit behind. That's okay, but this is an Indian Rose, and it's supposed to be a cushion blush. and I can't open it. So this, you kind of just pull the top off. It comes with a cute little puff as well. And this is a powder blush, so I don't know why they call it a cushion. Here's kind of what it looks like. The puff is really cute. I really like the packaging. Very just different from anything I have in my collection. But that's all the blushes. I do think that for today, I really just want to try the Juicy Pang Jelly Blush. So I'm going to set that aside with the palette that I want to use. And then for bronzers, I have two, and I think one's more of a contour. Let me open them up. So the first bronzer contour is from WakeMake, I think, and this is the Mix Blurring Volume Shading. I got the shade 1. The packaging is so cool because it looks like very wavy, and then it's just a plain powder inside. It is a little bit more of like an ombre, which is nice because this would definitely be really, really light on me. I don't actually think that this will work. The second one that I picked up looks a little bit better, but almost maybe too dark. This is from FOCALLURE, and I got the shade 02, the Soleil Matte Bronzer. And it has this really pretty flower embossing on there. I don't know if you can see it. It's very delicate. This is very brown, like not really a contour. So I think I'm gonna go with this one. The WakeMake, I'm gonna have to just set aside because I'm just thinking that this might be too light for me. I'm gonna test all these products out further. Today's just a first impression, like having fun with kbeauty, but I will always just put all these products back in my roundup when I just go over and test these more and give you like official thoughts on them. So this I'm just not sure about yet. It might have to be just a single shadow for me if it's not dark enough, but that's okay. And then just a few more things left. It's looking like I missed concealer. However, I have a concealer, I can use that. For highlight, I have this CEZANNE Pearl Glow highlight, and the embossing's really pretty, comes with a little brush. I have the shade 02. Nothing really special. None of the highlights really spoke to me like the blushes did, clearly. And the blushes are what gets the most hype, the blushes and the lip products. So let's go over those. I got two lip products here. I have the ETUDE Fixing Tint in the shade Dusty Beige. And then I have Unleashed Non-Sticky Dazzle Tint. And this is the shade number 3, Glow Day. And this looks, is this a lipstick? Yeah, it is. Okay, so it has like a doe foot like this. I'm gonna swatch this here. I really wanted like those more watercolor tint lip products versus something more opaque and quote unquote American. So that's what I went with. So this one here is the Etude House, and then this one here is Unleashed. I think I'm gonna go with this one today because it's more nude, or should I go with this one? Looking at the palette here. Maybe I'll go with this one, why not? So I'll go with this one, go with this highlight, and then the very, very last thing I picked up that I almost forgot was this single shadow in Glam Brown. I think this was the favorite thing from Lauren Mae Beauty, if I remember, and Lauren Mae Beauty and her eyeshadow, I never say no to, so I absolutely picked this up. I don't think I'm gonna use this today, but it does look stunning. Wow. This just looks really, really pretty. I don't know. I'll keep this aside just in case, but now let's just apply all of these. I'm gonna have to grab a concealer from my stash and let's just have fun, see what the hype is on all this kbeauty stuff. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go in with the skin tint. I think I'm just gonna use my fingers since I kind of already used my fingers for the sunscreen and the primer. And speaking of the sunscreen primer, I mean, my skin feels a little bit tacky, like it's a gripping primer, but nothing noticeable. My pores don't really feel filled, which I do like a pore filling primer, but that's okay. This is gonna be more of a lighter makeup anyways. So I'm gonna just start with this much and see how it goes from there. Not the smartest when it comes to this. This is very moisturizing. It feels like a very rich cream, like a night cream almost. And it does say that it's supposed to help with blemishes. I don't really suffer too much from blemishes. Sometimes, like a little bit. I'm not the most perfect skin person ever, but I can't say that that's something I look for in a product. I'm very blessed. When I was a teenager, I had really bad acne, and I don't know what I did to deserve it to really just like clear up and go away, but it did. Of course, I got some in my brows, just like I said I would, because I'm not used to doing my brows first. This does just look perfecting. You wouldn't even know that I'm wearing some kind of tint on my skin. I'm gonna see if I can build this up just on my cheeks, but I'm happy with the coverage. I like this a lot. Let's just go in a little bit here. The color is fine. It's looking light, but it's blending out. I just wanna see if right here, I can kind of make it a little bit more coverage. But this is really nice. I don't think I've come across, this is like the perfect no makeup foundation. I don't think I've come across something this lightweight while looking just like giving something without giving anything. Okay, I'm liking this a lot. I don't want to go in with a concealer and completely just mess this up, but I do want to cover my dark circles a little bit. So I think I'm going to go in with my NARS Soft Matte and just very, very lightly, like with my ring finger, go in and try and cover it up. I have the shade Vanilla, which is a little bit light. But I mean, like, I'm going to go in with the tiniest amount. Base is done. Moving on to cheeks, and I just realized now that I didn't grab a setting powder, but I don't know if I want one. Let's just see where we go, because I can always grab one. It's not a big deal. So I'm gonna go in with this bronzer here and just my bronzer brush. And I pulled the WakeMake contour bronzer to the side just in case this is too dark. We can kind of use both. We'll see just how this works. I'm not going to go too heavy because with the base, I just don't want the products to take over. I'm liking just how like light and natural this is. And this contour actually seems fine. It doesn't seem too dark. Just diffuse it, but I used very, very little. You could maybe build it up. I'm gonna go here just on my forehead a little bit. This is definitely a bronzer that just looks scarier in the pan than on the face. I don't think it looks too harsh. It's actually blending in really nice with the skin tint as well, considering I didn't set it. I put a powder right on top of the cream and it's not skipping, it's not getting muddy in certain places or anything. But now let's go into this jelly blush, which is the thing I am most excited for. I'm gonna go in with my Smashbox brush. This is a cream cheek brush. So it's perfect for this. And just maybe not be too excited because I think I just messed this up. We're gonna try and blend this out, or we're gonna be real blushy today. I do go on the apples of my cheeks. I know not everyone does, but I like that look. That's where I want it. And I kind of just go up above where I applied bronzer. And this is much more pigmented than I was expecting. I actually go in with my sponge and just tap it out. It's not looking as seamless as the bronzer. It's just kind of sticking out and not meshing with the skin. But the sponge did it. I think maybe it's just I used a brush. So now it looks a lot more natural and more like a natural flush. Okay, so far so good. Let's move on to highlighter and then we'll do eyes and lips. Here's the highlighter. I'm not going to use the brush. I will say just out of everything, this looks the cheapest and this highlighter looks a little bit lackluster. Like, I feel like this is something you'd pick up at the drugstore here. It's not giving me cute or K-beauty like anything else. But I'm going to go in and just apply it very lightly. I actually don't want too much highlight, which is a surprise because usually I am still all about the highlight. And just a little bit on my forehead, since this is more of like a pearl highlight, less of a glittery, shimmery highlight. It's okay to put it on your forehead. I learned my lesson with glittery highlights. They do not look good on the forehead. I did that in my trying new makeup I did with the Fenty Diamond Bomb. I'll link that video above. It was just terrible. I guess I'd never really done a glittery highlight before on my forehead and I hated it. But I wouldn't say this is anything special. This is just kind of like your normal pearl highlight. I think even, you know, I don't remember what I paid for this, but Wet n Wild highlight would probably rival this. Out of everything so far, this is my least favorite. It's just not impressive. Like, packaging doesn't set it apart from anything. Let's now go into eyes though. And I really want to use this single. Since the lips is a little bit brighter, I think I'm going to make that work and just kind of throw something in the crease and put that on top. So let's do that. Let's just first, do I want to make this more brown or more pinky? I feel like I should make it more pinky because I picked the rose one, but I think I'm not. I think I'm just going to go in with this one here, kind of just try to deepen my crease, and then go in here, deepen the outer corner, and put that smoky brown, what's this, glam brown? Glam brown all over the lid. So let's do that. See how these pick up. There's no fallout in the pan. It's not kicking up a bunch of product. I'm just gonna kind of just haphazardly put this all over the lid here. It's a very washed out color, and I was expecting that. Just give it a little bit something extra and kind of make my crease look a little bit deepened because I do have slightly hooded eyes and I should relax my eyes. I always forget to relax my eyes when I'm doing this so I can actually see what it's going to look like when my eyes are just naturally open. That's better. Now I'm going to go in and just deepen up this outer corner here just a little bit for some definition. And I'm going to apply the same two colors to the bottom lash line, just mix them. Try not to poke myself. Okay. I don't know if you couldn't get this from anyone else. You could probably get a light brown and a dark brown from any palette, but I really just wanted to use this single. It looked too gorgeous just when I put it on the back of my hand. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's just see. I think I'm just gonna apply it with my finger, go from there and just, yep, this is what I wanted. That is so pretty. The shadow is just also very silky. It feels like a cream to powder formula. It feels like a very sophisticated, expensive powder on your finger. It does not feel cheap or, you know, just like an inexpensive powder whatsoever. Out of everything, I might go back and like pick up more shades of this because we'll see if there's bright shades or neutral shades, because I don't know if I would use neutral shades. This one is a winner though. Lauren May was right. I'm very happy with this. I think before going in with lips, I'm just gonna do the other eye off camera, fix my brow that I got product into, add mascara, and then we'll do lips and go over just my first impression thoughts on all of these products. Here we go. And now I can take these out of my hair and put my glasses on because it will not be great if I can't apply lips without my glasses. So I love everything about this, all of it. I did have a little bit of fallout with this single just on this eye. When I was doing this eye off of camera, I did not have any fallout. So it's possible that maybe I touched my face or I just went too heavy when I was doing the application on camera. I'm not sure, but I did at least want to point that out, that maybe you need to be very careful or just not apply too much. But now let's go in with lips. And I was really in between the two. But now that I made the eyes a little bit more muted, I'm gonna go in with the brighter lip, which I normally never ever do. I really just like stick to nudes. So I think that's gonna be this one. And let's go in. Okay. Don't know if this goes with my sweater. Very, very thin. And it actually looks much more scary on the back of my hand, and maybe it's just built up. And it kind of has a taste to it, like a fruity taste. Not that you should be eating it, but if it gets in your mouth, it's not unpleasant, like a very fruity candy. I was not expecting this. And I know to people who have already tried kbeauty, you're like, what the heck? Of course, you should have expected this, but I don't know what I was expecting. It just wasn't. It wasn't this. Okay, I think that's enough. This is built up. Maybe I need to try a different one. Maybe this one is going to be better. I'm not sure, but I'm not really loving this. It is comfortable on the lips. I think I just prefer something a little bit more defining. I don't really have a definite lip line, so I do line my lips pretty much always to just try and have like more of a crisp edge. And since I didn't do that, I'm not loving it. Maybe I just need to use a liner or something. But other than that, let's just go over these. I would say my favorite product, not a question, already know probably, is this single shadow. This is just, it's so beautiful. I really can't get over how ethereal, lovely, sophisticated it just looks and feels on the lids. The eyeshadow was nice, no fallout with this, and it wasn't as sheer and watercolor-esque that I was expecting out of kbeauty. So pleasantly surprised by this. I'm excited to try the other ones as well because I did pick up 2 other colors. So I'm gonna see how these go. I like the size of them. I like how just compact they are. I like that they're a small size shadow. I never get through an entire shadow, so there's no point in having just large pans. Really happy with this. The thing that I'm most surprised by though is the Klairs Skin Blemish Cream, Supple Blemish Cream. And I think I'm saying that right, maybe not. This is fantastic and I can't wait to use this again. This I can really see myself using on days that I go to the gym. I go to the gym 3 times a week, and on those days, like I kind of sometimes feel self-conscious putting a full face of makeup, and I like to test out products. I mean, I do test out products. So 3 days a week kind of really eats into my trying out new products time. So a lot of the times I just go with a full face. I get over it. Like, what are people gonna say? This, however, kind of is gonna give me the opportunity to maybe make my makeup a little bit more toned down, or even just on days that I wanna wear what I wanna wear and I'm not testing something. This will be perfect for gym days. Perfect. I'm very happy with how it looks. It feels like nothing on my skin. I did not set this. I didn't use any powder and it doesn't feel like anything. I'll leave a pinned comment down below on just how this all wore, the foundation specifically, the skin tint, to just tell you if it held up throughout the rest of the day. And of course, I will be going back and just talking about these products more in depth. The lip I already talked about. My least favorite thing is the highlight. I said this before, I said it again, and I did add this to the inner corner, but this really reminds me of a Wet n Wild highlight that I decluttered a long time ago. The Petal highlight, I think. So not really impressed. I don't think it's special. If there's anything I would say don't pick up, it would be this. The contour was nice. This is a shade that looks much more scary in the pan than on the cheeks. I don't think I have like a very carved out cheek right now. If anything, the blush is really taking over. And I do like the blush. I think that maybe I just need to not use a brush with it. I need to use a sponge, and it'll give me more of that look that I'm going for, because once I blended it out with the sponge, it looked so much better. Really happy with this, and I'm excited to try some of those other blushes. I picked up quite a few, so I have some work to do. Contour was good. I think that that's everything though. So hopefully you enjoyed this full face of K-Beauty. If you're experienced with K-Beauty, maybe let me know some recommendations down below, specifically in the lip department, because I hear a lot about K-Beauty lips and maybe I just didn't pick up the right products. I still need to try the ETUDE one. So we'll see how this one goes, but kind of just not impressed with this one. And I want that like very popsicle color lip. So if you have recommendations, let me know down below in the comments. Did you also just see a bunch of K-Beauty videos go up and get suckered into buying just like I am? The sunscreen, I just want to go over one more time since they did send this to me. I think that it did everything that it claimed to do. You know, it's a sunscreen, so I don't have high expectations for this, but it performed just as it claimed to, non-greasy velvet finish. So happy with this, and I will be using this on just no makeup days or days where I don't want such a glowy sunscreen. I do like this as an option. It still had a little bit of glow, but not as much as a lot of other sunscreens that I have tried before. There aren't that many that give a more matte finish, and I just prefer that in my sunscreen. So I am really liking the sunscreen. I do believe that YesStyle gave me a code to use if you want to use it, so I will have that down below in the description box. You'll get a percentage off of your purchase, and I do believe it's an affiliate link. That's where I'm going to leave you all though. I hope you had fun going over my haul with me, applying some of these products to my face, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.